Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the vertical jaw relation. Actually, we have discussed about the orientation jaw relation in previous video. Let's go into the vertical jaw relation in this video. These are the contents of vertical jaw relation. Let's go into the introduction. Actually, the vertical jaw relation is nothing but it is a length of the face is determined by the amount of separation of jaws according to GPT. It is also an optimal separation between maxilla and mandible. Factors are of two factors, teeth and musculature. In this teeth, it also acts as a occlusal vertical stops. It also establishes the relationship of mandible to the maxilla in the vertical dimension in the dentulous cases. Actually, in the musculature, it also acts as a minimal tonic contraction. Let's go into the importance. In this importance, there is two factors involved here. One is increased vertical dimension and second one is decreased vertical dimension. Let's see what happens when increased vertical dimension occurs. It also consequences occurs as trauma, cheek biting, difficulty in swallowing, pain and discomfort, stretching of facial muscles. And next one is decreased vertical dimension. In decreased vertical dimension, it involves a anglocheilitis, difficulty in swallowing, pain and clicking of temporomandibular joint, loss of lipness and loss of muscle tone. Position. Vertical dimension can be recorded by using two factors. First one is at rest position and next one is at occlusion position. Vertical dimension at a space will occur between the teeth when it is in a rest position. That space is referred as freeway space. Once vertical dimension and occlusion is recorded, vertical dimension at rest should also be verified and the freeway space mainly formed only at the rest position. Let's go into the vertical dimension at rest. It is defined as length of the face when the mandible is in a rest position. It is also a state of tonic equilibrium. They get influenced by various factors such as muscles of mastication, speech, deglutition, and difficulty in breathing. A formula is given here, that is vertical dimension at rest is equal to. It is also recorded at physiological rest position of mandible. There are two positions of mandible in the vertical dimension at rest. There are one habitual rest position and second one is physiological rest position. Always the first physiological rest position will occur before the habitual rest position. They get influenced by various factors. And also here, Reed's baseline should be always parallel to the floor of the mouth. Tension, strain, nervousness can also alter the position of mandible while at rest. The presence of neuromuscular disease can also alter the position of mandible. Next, we go into the methods of recording the vertical dimension at rest. There are various methods. First one is facial measurement. Next one is tactile sense. Third one is measurement of anatomical landmarks. Next, speech, and final one, facial expression. Let's go into the facial measurements. First, we ask the patient to sit upright and relax. Two reference points are marked in face structure. A triangular piece from the tip of the nose to the triangular extension to the chin. And patient asked to the next step is patient asked to perform functional movements like wetting of lips and swallowing, and also asked to relax supra and infrared muscles. Then a factor is considered, that is a mandible will come to first physiological rest position and then habitual rest position. These are the procedure taken while recording the facial measurements. A triangular extension from the tip of the nose to the chin. Two factors are involved here. Next one is tactile sensation. In this procedure, patient is asked to stand erect and keep wide open mouth. Then the distance are recorded from the tip of the nose to the tip of the chin and realize the patient perception of relaxation. Anatomical landmarks. The third, it is also a distance between the eye pupil and the rima oris is considered, and also a distance between the anterior nasal spine. Here Willis guide also used. Facial symmetry should be recorded here. Other functions are speech and facial expression. First we go into the speech. Two methods are recorded with the help of speech. First one, patient is asked to repeatedly pronounce the letter M for a certain number of days until the vertical dimension at rest is recorded. The second one is dentist keep talking and the patient has to make the reference point, that is the tip of the nose and to the tip of the chin. The next one is facial expression. Skin around eyes and chin should be relaxed and also shouldn't be wrinkled. Nostrils relaxed and breathing should not be obstructed. Lips should contact in single plane. Then the vertical dimension and occlusion at rest should be recorded here. Let's go into the vertical dimension at occlusion. It is defined as a length of the face when the teeth are in contact and the mandible is in centric relation or teeth is in centric relation. They are mainly maintained at rest and also constant position in indefinite time. Various methods are involved here. First, mechanical and physiological methods are involved here. First, we go into the mechanical method. In mechanical method, there are various methods. The first one is ridge relation. In ridge relation, distance from incisive papilla to mandibular incisor. Next one is parallelism of ridge. The next one is pre-extraction radiographs. In pre-extraction radiographs, we have considered as many methods, that is profile photographs, profile seal out, and radiograph. The next one is articulated cast, facial movements from format in surgical movements. There are various methods. First one is PowerPoint, using a wax occlusal rim, physiological rest position, phonetics, aesthetics, swallowing threshold, tactile sense, patient perception. Let's go one by one. First, we go into the mechanical method. Here, mechanical method only a simple mechanical device is required. They do not require any functional devices. And the ridge of position of mandibular ridge is equal to the maxillary ridge. Two methods are involved here: distance from the incisive papilla to the mandibular incisors, and next one is parallelism of ridges. Here first we go into the distance from the incisive papilla to the maxillary incisors. Always the incisive papilla is a stable landmark that doesn't resorb with the resorption of ridges. It is the distance between the incisive papilla to maxillary incisor is 6 mm and the overlap of maxillary and mandibular incisor is 2 mm. Distance between the incisive papilla and mandibular ridge is 4 mm. Always these factors are concerned while vertical dimension at occlusion is recorded. Next one, parallelism of ridges. That is, mandible is always parallel to maxilla only at occlusion. It also determines the vertical dimension at occlusion. This is adjusted to the parallel of maxilla. The position with 5 degree opening at temporomandibular joint determines the current amount of jaw separation. When patient get extracted of upper and lower anterior teeth, ridges are always equal because of opposing anterior and posterior teeth are equal in the occlusion type. Contraindications are periodontal diseases and extraction of various tooths at different times. Next we go into the pre-extraction radiographs. It gives an idea about vertical dimension at occlusion when teeth is present. Here we go into profile photographs taken before extraction should be at maximum occlusion for photographic procedure. While taking a photograph, it should be same as the actual size of the patient and distance is measured and checked accurately to avoid any errors. While measuring jaw relation, photographs are used to determine vertical dimension at occlusion. The next one is profile seal out. It is made up of cardboard. It is used in vertical dimension at rest position. Chin should always be 2 mm below the lower border of the seal out. The next one, radiography. Cephalometric radiography and radiography of condylar fossa is involved here. Due to inaccuracy of various mechanisms, use is limited here. The next one is articulated cast. In articulated cast, dentulous patient maxillary cast are mounted in articulator using a face bow transfer. The next one is interocclusal record. It is made used to articulate mandibular with maxillary cast. Also, after extraction, edentulous cast are articulated using a separate articulator. Intra-arch distance is compared between the edentulous and dentulous. First one, we take a consideration of dentulous cast. Maxillary and mandibular articulators are involved here. Then after extracting, intraocclusal record is recorded there. Then after both dentulous and edentulous cases, intra-arch distance is measured comparatively. Next one is facial measurements. Here, 2 tattoo points are marked before extraction. Vertical dimension occlusion is marked and recorded. It is also done after extraction. First, we should record before the extraction and then after extraction. It also records from the base of the chin to the tip of the nose using dividers. The next one is measurements from former denture. Here, Boles gauge is involved here. It also measures the distance between the border of maxillary denture to the mandibular denture. It also determines the vertical dimension at occlusion. Here we go into the physiological methods. In physiological method, first one is PowerPoint. It is discovered by Boss. It is also a here metal places first in the PowerPoint. A metal plate is attached to the maxillary record base, and next one is bimeter to the mandibular record base. For a maxillary record base, metal plate is used, and the mandibular record base bimeter is used. And then transfer from the central bearing point to bimeter is involved. Pressure in the bimeter is noted. The highest point in the bimeter is referred as power point. Then next one is using wax occlusal rim. In wax occlusal rim, tentative vertical dimension is measured accurately using occlusal rim, and casts are articulated in the tentative centric relation. Tracing device is recorded for graphic tracing. While seeing the procedure, it is also established a distance between the reference point, that is the tip of the nose to the tip of the chin, is noted. Facial expression is used as a guide. Then the third step is occlusal surface is coated with a Vaseline or petrolatum jelly and placed. Denture adhesives are also used. Then thin layer of wax is heated and placed over the mandibular denture. Then the next one is patient has to keep mouth closed slowly, and wax is also allowed to cool. It is then removed and then articulated in the same as of a tentative centric gyration. The next one is physiological rest position. It is also discovered as described as Niswanger's method, discovered by Niswanger and Thomas in 1934. It is mainly for alteration in jaw position. The procedure is patient is first asked to sit upright and the occlusal rim are modified. Then the lips are carefully parted between the spaces of occlusal rim. Spaces should be always 2 to 4 mm. Here the formula is used, that is vertical dimension at rest is equal to vertical dimension at occlusion plus freeway space. Freeway space is always inversely proportional to the vertical dimension at occlusion. Then the next one is phonetics. Here various factors are involved here. Movements of oral tissues during speech is referred as phonetics. They determine the vertical dimension at rest occlusion position. There are two factors, Silverman's closest speaking space, and the second one is F, V and S speaking anterior tooth relation. First we go into the Silverman speaking space. It is actually discovered by Silverman. It also determines the vertical dimension when the mandible is in function. But vertical dimension at rest position is always inversely proportional to the vertical dimension when the mandible is in function. Here the procedure is the patient is asked to pronounce sits SJ while teeth reach close reaction without contact. Minimal amount of space is referred, that is referred as Silverman's closest speaking space. In ideal cases, lower incisor should be touch the palatal surface of the upper incisor. Also here, increased freeway spaces refers to the inadequate space of a vertical dimension at occlusion. Contact of incisal edges during speech is referred as excessive vertical dimension at occlusion. The next one is F, V and S speaking anterior tooth. First one Silverman closest speaking space, we get its S and J. The second one F, V and S speaking anterior tooth. It is discovered by Pound by arranging the anterior tooth on the occlusal rim first and then recording the vertical dimension at occlusion. First, position of anterior tooth determines the position of maxilla with F or V sounds. For the maxilla, F or V, and for mandible, S letter is involved here. Procedure is occlusal rim is fabricated over the maxillary denture base and inserted in the patient mouth. Then the base plate is adjusted according using the Fox plane and made parallel to the camper line. Then asked to repeatedly pronounce fist and van. Upper lip should always provide the facial seal. Then midline is marked on the maxillary occlusal rim. Then upper incisors are set and checked. Then the occlusal rim fabricated is removed, and then the upper incisors are set and checked in patient mouth. Then the record base are removed from the mouth and anterior teeth and set and inserted and checked. These are for the maxillary occlusal rim. And the next one is mandibular rim. In mandibular rim, beeswax is involved here. Then the both are inserted into the patient mouth. Then the patient is asked to repeat a 60 and 65 word repeatedly for continuous times. Then the midline is marked and record base is removed. Then the speaking wax is removed, that is the beeswax is removed, mandibular record base is inserted and setting is verified. After verifying, impression that is zinc oxide eugenyl compound paste or compound is added as an interocclusal record on the posterior part of occlusal rim. These both types, maxillary occlusal rim and mandibular occlusal rim, are repeatedly done to check errors and also to determine the vertical dimension at occlusion. Then we go into the aesthetics. In aesthetics, there are two, skin and lips. First one, skin. It is also determined to correct vertical dimension at occlusion. Also assess the amount of ridge resorption. If vertical dimension at occlusion is too high, skin of cheek is stretched and nasolabial fold is obliterated. The next one is for lips. In lips, contour and fullness are affected by thickness of the labial flange. It also aids in lip support. Vertical dimension at occlusion should not be increased, so to provide lip support, it will finally leads to the failure of denture. The next one is swallowing threshold. While swallowing, teeth of upper and lower jaw almost come in contact. It is also used as a guide to determine vertical dimension at occlusion. Here, conical shaped rim is fabricated in the upper and lower rim, then inserted into the patient mouth. Salivation is stimulated, and then next step is conical rim is reduced and softened to decrease the resistance, so denture can be easily resistantly sit in the patient mouth. The next one is tactile sense. It is also used to assess vertical dimension at occlusion. Here only two points are involved here: central bearing screw or central bearing plate. Central bearing screw or apparatus is used for fit into depression of the central bearing plate. It is mainly attached to the maxillary occlusal rim. Then the screw is fixed into the mandibular rim. It is also referred as neuromuscular perception. Procedure is occlusal rim with central bearing screw or plate is inserted into the patient mouth, and the screw is progressively tightened. After some limit, patient feels discomfort while the over tightening is occurring there. The same procedure run for mandibular occlusal rim. Procedure is done to avoid any errors in the vertical dimension at occlusion. Disadvantages are, while tightening, foreign body obstruction can be involved there, so it is done at the accurate point to check any corrective measures are involved there. Thank you for listening here.